Greetings, hope you're doing well. Today I'm doing a quick review of the debut album from Zora Jones titled 10 Billion Angels. Please consider liking and subscribing if you enjoyed the video. I'm not very familiar with Zora. The only thing I know for sure about her is that she has collaborated with St. John Hawk in the past, but I never caught wind of her name or her material specifically until recently on social media. As much brain damage as Twitter gives me, I will always appreciate it for making the process of finding art much more passive and exciting. So for 10 Billion Angels, I really had no idea what to expect, and I think that element of surprise worked in its favor for me at least, because this album is wild. The sound palette for this album is quite expansive. The setting of these tracks is like abstractly futuristic, but the different directions these tracks go in my opinion, are the main highlights of the record. The opening Shadows to the Light is a great instrumental taster of what is to come. The core halogenic arpeggios are surrounded by these liquidy blips and pings. It's like the song is taking place in the deep blue in the year 4000. Following this is the futuristic house banger Paranoid, which features a mantra that repeats for the duration of the track. It has these icy snaps in the build-up before getting to a chunky rhythm with big bass grooves. Sister's Blade has these like digital rollbacks festering in the first leg of the track around these machine gun synths before cooling down for an elegant finish. I like the nocturnal flourishes on the track Ceasefire, which sounds like something I would hear if I was alone in a neon forest. Low Orbit Ion Cannon surprisingly incorporates this tribal aura with the primal vocals and bustly hand drums with this gargantuan droning overtone, and the hype beast like tempo switch up at the end is awesome. This album is filled with a lot of high adrenaline moments, but the deeper cuts of more sleepy alien-esque like balladry shine extremely well too. Melancholy Princess has these soothing beds of synths and vocals that mesh pretty well. I Wanna Lose You has an R&B feel to it that is wrapped in a aerodynamic atmosphere with how the track progresses. It's quite hard to explain really, but it's fucking great. Waiting for You has its moments of adrenaline, but it's able to calm itself down when it needs to, so it doesn't feel overbearing or overshadowing the more sleepier, more dramatic parts. And the closer, Come Home, is usually the most endearing song on the album. The song shoots in a straight line with a waning, semi-cinematic, multi-spectral send-off that caps off the album pretty nicely. Really the only tracks I weren't crazy about were Revenge of the Bitch, a track that tries to be a parallel of some sort to the other songs that just falls flat on its face despite the off-kilter droplet rhythm similar to something I would hear from maybe Ash Kusha. And the track HONGFIRE, which is like under a minute long. It doesn't serve as a good like segue or interlude between the two tracks it's wedged into. It just seems like an odd choice to include this piece of dead air on an album that's only like 30 minutes long. Overall, I loved it. Zora, in my opinion, really made her mark with this album and introduced me to how creative and talented she is when it comes to crafting these futuristic extraterrestrial soundscapes. Otherworldly, even. Highly recommend this one, especially if you were big into like experimental, deconstructed club, or anything related to those genres. I honestly cannot wait to hear other ideas that she may have in the future. I'd give it a